The internet is screaming, hip-hop Twitter is having heart palpitations, and OTF fans are pacing back and forth like they're waiting on a DNA test on daytime TV, because King Von's sister just broke her silence about some new Lil Durk evidence floating around the timeline. And baby, this scandal came in hot. We're talking hotter than Zeus Network's entire catalogue combined. Hotter than a love and hip-hop reunion with open mics and open grudges. Hotter than the internet when somebody whispers OTF and Von in the same sentence. This isn't just messy, this is catastrophic level drama, disguised as a social media discussion. Von's sister didn't just speak out. No, she dropped her opinion like she was testifying in a courtroom powered by pure chaos. And the moment she opened her mouth, the entire fanbase fell apart like cheap dollar store headphones. Some swear she confirmed everything. Others swear she shut everything down. The rest don't know what they heard, but they're ready to fight about it anyway. Screenshots, clips, old interviews, and new info, all mixing together like a conspiracy smoothie nobody asked for, but everybody is drinking. And now, everyone wants one answer. What did Von's sister really mean? And what does it spell for Durk, OTF, and the entire fan base? Buckle in, it's about to get insane. The madness started when a random page on Twitter posted what it called new evidence involving Lil Durk, King Von, and a bunch of cryptic screenshots that looked like they were captured on a phone older than the Chicago drill scene itself. At first, everybody ignored it like they do with 99% of rumor posts. But then Von's sister slid into the conversation with a comment so sharp, it sliced the whole timeline open. She didn't confirm anything, but she didn't deny anything either. She spoke in that mysterious, slick, sideways way that made people feel like she knew way more than she was willing to drop publicly. Suddenly, this wasn't speculation. This was a full-blown digital earthquake, and the epicenter was OTF. The post that triggered everything wasn't even clear. It was just a blurry screenshot with some messages that allegedly referenced conversations between Von and people close to Durk before everything went left. But once Von's sister reacted, fans grabbed that screenshot like it was the Declaration of Independence. They dissected it, zoomed it, rotated it, enhanced it until it looked like a pixel art painting. Nobody could confirm if the screenshot was real, AI, edited, or straight-up fan fiction. But in the world of hip-hop drama, reality matters less than who reacts to it. And her reaction was gasoline. She commented something short, something casual, something simple. But fans read it like ancient prophecy. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't a defense. It was that eerie middle ground where you know someone is holding back a story that could light the whole block on fire. The comment brought a chill to the timeline because it sounded like she knew exactly what the new evidence was hinting at, and she wasn't surprised. That one reaction alone had people clutching their chests like they just witnessed a plot twist on a courtroom show. People started digging through her older interviews, live streams, and tweets. They recycled every clip where she mentioned loyalty, betrayal, people switching up, or anyone who was around Von. Fans pieced together a whole conspiracy timeline that looked like the storyboard for a Netflix documentary that hasn't even been made yet. They acted like they'd been prepping for this moment since 2020. Every time someone said, "Wait, what does she mean by this?" someone else replied, "Bro, she'd been saying this, you just weren't listening." Meanwhile, Durk fans were collapsing like dominoes. Some were defending him with full armor, insisting the evidence was fan-made clickbait. Others were sweating, scrolling, analyzing every detail like they were trying to solve a Rubik's Cube underwater. And then there were those fans who switched sides instantly, yelling, "I knew it," even though they didn't know a single thing. The fanbase was cracking in half like an avocado pit under pressure. The timeline got worse once people started pulling up old Von lives, old photos, old lyrics, old arguments, old everything. The internet has limitless storage and zero boundaries. They were connecting dots that didn't exist, creating theories that sounded like they were written by conspiracy trolls and Shakespeare at the same time. Someone even made a flowchart showing energy shifts between Von and Durk in interviews, as if the drill community suddenly needed emotional psychologists. And the memes, pure disrespectful comedy. Some users called the situation OTF Civil War Part 3. Others made dramatic movie posters starring Von's sister as the lead investigator of a billion-dollar crime conspiracy. Some even compared her reaction to those reality show moments where the calmest person says one subtly threatening line and the entire cast stops breathing. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't exposing. She was applying pressure with silence. And silence has never been louder. Then people started asking the real question. Why did she react at all? Von's sister rarely jumps into messy conversations unless something hits a nerve. Her comment wasn't random. It was timed. And because she's known for speaking her mind, the internet took her response as confirmation that the evidence wasn't completely baseless. Even if it was exaggerated or twisted, fans believed it touched a truth she recognized instantly. From that moment forward, the narrative changed. It wasn't, "Is this evidence real?" anymore. It was, "Why did she respond like that?" People analyzed her tone, her punctuation, her emojis, her timing, her typing pattern, her aura. Fans were treating her comment like it was Morse code. They were convinced she was sending a message. One user even said, "She knows something and she's fed up." That comment alone got nearly 100,000 likes. The conversation then shifted into deeper territory. People began talking about the long-speculated tension between Von's circle and Durk's circle. Old interviews where Von joked about certain situations resurfaced. Fans dug into timelines from before Von passed, matching them up with Durk's public moves. They even brought up the entire case situation, treating Reddit threads like law school textbooks. Of course, most of these theories were exaggerated, misinformed, or based on fan imagination, but that never stopped a rumor from catching fire. Then came the content creators. TikTok detectives opened their third eyes like spiritual prophets. YouTube analysts uploaded 30-minute breakdowns titled "The New Durk Evidence Explained," even though none of them had any real information. Instagram pages posted cropped screenshots claiming they had exclusive angles. It was messy. It was chaotic. It was hilarious. And it was exactly what the internet lives for. And as the conversation spiraled, Von's sister only added to the chaos by posting a cryptic story hours later. She didn't say anything directly. She didn't mention names. She didn't address the rumor head-on. But the energy, the timing, the vibe, it was enough to make fans scream into pillows. It was a short quote about loyalty and betrayal. The kind of vague message that can apply to anyone yet feels pointed enough to spark a riot. Her story was the equivalent of dropping a match in a room full of gasoline. Suddenly, everyone was back online making claims, theories, predictions, and full documentaries. Fans were arguing in comment sections like they were in a courtroom without a judge. Nobody wanted to back down. Nobody wanted to admit they were jumping to conclusions. The drama fed itself like an organism created in the lab of hip-hop Twitter. People were now questioning everything. Friendships, alliances, past events, future collaborations. Some fans insisted this was nothing but clickbait. Others believed Von's sister was hinting towards something deeper, something unspoken, something she wasn't allowed to fully reveal online. And every time fans asked her for clarity, she either ignored them or replied with more energy than answers, which made everything even worse. And the worst part? This was just the beginning. Because every time Von's sister speaks publicly, especially about something involving Durk, the internet doesn't calm down. It escalates, it spirals, it catches fire. And this time, the flames were about to go nuclear. The moment Von's sister's cryptic comments started trending, the internet transformed into a battlefield of TikTok detectives, Twitter philosophers, and Instagram prophets all trying to decode what she really meant. It wasn't even about the screenshot anymore. It was about the energy she dropped, her tone, her vibe, her mysterious calmness. People weren't analyzing evidence. They were analyzing her punctuation like it was a sacred text written in ancient drill hieroglyphics. Every major hip-hop page jumped in with their own spin. Some posted side-by-side comparisons of old Von interviews, as if he left secret breadcrumbs about Durk, like he was the drill version of Sherlock Holmes. Others recapped ancient beefs, forgotten tweets, or random moments that had absolutely nothing to do with the current scandal, yet somehow felt connected when placed under dramatic music. The algorithm rewarded chaos, so chaos is what everyone delivered. Chaos is what everyone delivered. Then the celebrities started reacting, and that's when the situation skyrocketed. A famous Chicago rapper posted a thinking face emoji under one of the threads, and fans immediately treated it like a confession. A battle rapper tweeted, "Y'all don't want me to speak," which sent the timeline into cardiac arrest. Even old-school hip-hop legends began chiming in with commentary about loyalty, the streets, and knowing the truth behind closed doors. None of them said names, but none of them needed to. The internet filled in the blanks with imagination wild enough to qualify for a writing award. Meanwhile, Durk himself posted a completely unrelated video flexing his cars and minding his business. Yet fans swore he looked too calm or too unbothered, which only made the conspiracy grow stronger. People commented things like, "You ain't slick, and you know exactly what you're doing." Even though he didn't acknowledge a single rumor, his silence wasn't silence, it was treated as strategy. The internet decided he was either guilty, innocent, or plotting a mixtape depending on who you asked. But the chaos didn't stop there. Someone dug up an old interview where Von spoke about loyalty, and the clip resurfaced like it was evidence being presented at the Supreme Court of hip-hop Twitter. The dramatic edits were insane. Slow motion effects, sad music, black and white filters, the kind of overly emotional content that manipulates your feelings even if you don't understand what's happening. People cried, others yelled, some argued. It was digital madness at its finest. Then TikTok detectives took things to a new level. They started matching timestamps from old posts, tour schedules, music video shoots, and random lives from years ago. It didn't matter if the events were related. If two screenshots had similar lighting, someone claimed it was proof. If two captions used the same emoji, someone claimed a secret message was being sent. TikTok became a whole conspiracy lab where people stitched videos like they were connecting galaxies. The memes that surfaced were next-level disrespectful and elite comedy at the same time. Someone made a parody trailer titled "The Durk Files Exposed by Von's Sister," featuring dramatic thunder sounds and fake narrator voices. Others compared the fan reactions to Avengers-level drama, saying things like, "OTF fans seeing the new evidence like they're watching Endgame for the first time." The exaggeration was wild, but hilarious. Then things escalated when a supposed insider page claimed they had more information coming soon. They didn't show a shred of proof, didn't name sources, didn't provide details, just posted "Part 2 dropping tonight." And the internet ate it up like it was gospel. People stayed awake like they were waiting for Drake to drop at midnight. Pages reposted the teaser as if it were official. The hype machine was uncontrollable, and nobody was steering the wheel. As the new evidence trend grew, fans of Von began defending him fiercely. They said his sister was the only one brave enough to speak up, that she always tells the truth, that she wouldn't play around with something like this. On the other side, Durk's supporters were calling the entire thing fabricated, exaggerated, or purposely twisted to spark drama. Some said it was disrespectful to drag Von's name again. The fan bases clashed like rival teams at a championship game. In the middle of the chaos, someone stitched a video of Von's sister speaking in a previous live stream where she said, "I don't say things unless I mean them." That clip alone became another tool of conspiracy theorists who insisted she was indirectly confirming the new rumor, even though the live stream was from a completely unrelated situation. The internet repurposed it like it was fresh evidence. Then came the fake DMs. Every major scandal gets hit with fake messages, and this one was no different. People started posting "Durk responded to me" screenshots with the most unrealistic responses imaginable. Some messages read like they were written by a 7th grader pretending to be a gangster. Others used outdated slang nobody uses anymore. Yet somehow, these goofy screenshots went viral before being debunked. It was internet stupidity on proud display, and while the fans fought, celebrities posted even more cryptic messages. A drill rapper posted, "A lot of truth coming out soon," which had nothing to do with Von or Durk. But fans hijacked the post and forced it into the narrative anyway. Another artist posted a broken heart emoji and the timeline collapsed. When a singer posted a song clip with lyrics about betrayal, people wrote entire essays connecting it to Von's sister. Some fans demanded a response from Durk. Others demanded Von's family clarify things. Meanwhile, the two groups battled in comments with the type of passion usually reserved for presidential debates or Game of Thrones finales. It got so intense that even neutral bloggers commented on how insane the discourse had become. And the craziest part, Von's sister wasn't saying anything else. She stayed silent. No clarification, no backtracking, no denial, just silence. And silence in a scandal is like oxygen in a fire. It only makes the flames stronger. Pages began posting, "What does she know?" content. Others compiled clips of her warning people about snakes in the industry and fake loyalty. They took her most emotional quotes and pasted them next to Durk's photo for maximum dramatic effect. It was manipulative, it was messy, it was absolutely effective. And then TikTok dropped the bomb, a viral compilation comparing Durk and Von's old photos, mannerisms and interviews, theorizing that the truth was always there in plain sight. It didn't matter that the montage barely made sense. It hit millions of views. It became fuel. As all this spiraled, Durk posted again, this time flaunting jewelry, smiling, acting unbothered. That clip triggered another meltdown. Some said he was mocking the situation, others said he was hiding something, and a few claimed he was too calm for a man at the center of drama. The fandom tension was now exploding. Nobody trusted anything. Nobody ignored anything. Everybody assumed everything meant something, and the moment everyone thought the storm couldn't rage any harder, Von's sister made one more post, short, sharp, unbothered. And with that single message, the entire internet erupted into the most chaotic aftermath yet. The moment Von's sister dropped that final post, the internet didn't just react, it imploded. The message was short, cold, and sharper than anything she'd said all week. It wasn't a paragraph, it wasn't a rant, it wasn't a breakdown. It was a single sentence that read like a warning shot fired into the digital sky. The type of message that stops people mid-scroll and makes them stare at their screen like they're reading a spoiler for the season finale of a show they're emotionally invested in. Almost instantly, fans started posting screenshots of her message with captions like, "What does this mean?" and "She knows something." Her post became the new center of gravity, pulling every fan theory, every rumor, every suspicion straight into its orbit. Even pages that swore they weren't going to feed into the drama ended up posting think pieces about her tone. Her silence earlier had fueled the fire, but this small line, this poured pure gasoline on the flames. Durk fans scrambled to interpret the message in the calmest way possible. They said she was speaking generally about loyalty, about fake friends, about life lessons, basically anything except the situation at hand. They tried to downplay every angle, acting like the entire internet wasn't in full meltdown mode. But Von's supporters saw the message completely differently. They claimed she was confirming what the evidence hinted at, even if she wasn't naming names or pointing fingers. Her words became a blank canvas, and the fans painted the wildest storylines imaginable. OTF pages tried to restore peace, but their posts only made things messier. Some accounts defended Durk aggressively, others tried to stay neutral. A few even called for everyone to stop involving the families, which only made the drama worse because nothing attracts chaos like telling the internet what not to do. Every attempt at calming the situation backfired spectacularly, sending the argument into even more chaotic spirals. Then hip-hop bloggers jumped in with exclusive updates which were mostly just recycled tweets and dramatic speculation narrated in a deep voice to make everything sound official. They created thumbnails with Von's sister looking dramatic, Durk looking stressed, and captions like, "The truth finally exposed?" The fans clicked instantly. Even people who didn't care about the beef were suddenly invested. The story had grown legs, wings, and a marketing budget. On TikTok, the theories evolved into full-on cinematic universes. Some creators acted out imaginary conversations, pretending to be Von, Durk, and his sister. Others made dramatic reenactments set to emotional drill beats. A few even started posting AI-generated what-if skits, which pushed the conspiracy into a new dimension of confusing realism. People weren't just reacting anymore. They were building entire fictional timelines where every character had motivations, flashbacks, and villain arcs. Then came the music edits. Fans created mashups of Durk and Von lyrics, editing them together in ways that made it sound like the two were speaking to each other from beyond the grave. These edits had people crying, screaming, and writing essays in the comments. Even though the lyrics had nothing to do with the rumor, the internet twisted them into personal messages. It was emotional manipulation with a soundtrack. Meanwhile, Von's sister went about her day posting regular content, selfies, quotes, normal life stuff. But the fans treated every post like it was a coded update about the situation. If she smiled, fans said she was at peace now because the truth is out. If she looked serious, fans said she was holding back something big. If she posted a joke, fans said she was throwing shade. She couldn't post a sandwich without someone claiming it meant something deeper. And then Durk broke his silence, but not on the drama. He dropped a snippet of unreleased music. That alone sent every fan into overdrive. The comments were split between, "Bro, you're avoiding the topic," and "This man does not care at all." The snippet didn't address anything directly, but fans dissected every lyric, every bar, every beat choice like it was a confession. One person even said the tone of his voice sounded too calm for someone in drama, as if calmness was illegal. The reaction spiraled into a chaotic tug-of-war between fans who believed Durk was subliminally addressing the situation and fans who insisted he wasn't even thinking about it. Regardless of the truth, the snippet went viral. Not because of its sound, but because everyone wanted to know, who is he talking about? Amid the hysteria, nobody stopped to consider that none of the rumors had been confirmed. Nobody questioned the source of the original screenshot. Nobody paused to think logically. The internet isn't built on truth. It's built on drama, momentum, and emotional investment. And this story had all three in abundance. Eventually, the situation reached a point where journalists and hip-hop commentators stepped in to bring clarity, but their explanations only added more layers to the confusion. Some insisted Von's sister was tired of seeing fans drag her brother's name into new theories. Others said she was hinting at tension behind the scenes. The comment sections turned into explosive battlegrounds. People argued, unfollowed each other, screen-captured comments, and wrote paragraph-long responses nobody asked for. All the while, Von's legacy became a central part of the discussion. Fans started talking about how much he meant to Chicago, how close he and Durk had been, and how painful it was to see their names used for internet entertainment. The emotional weight of their history made the rumor feel heavier than typical hip-hop drama. Even people who weren't part of the drill community were watching closely, trying to understand the intensity. Eventually, one undeniable truth became clear. This wasn't really about the screenshot. It wasn't about the rumor. It wasn't even about the supposed evidence. It was about loyalty, real or imagined. It was about grief. It was about relationships fans weren't part of, but felt deeply connected to. It was about narratives built over years, emotions tied to music, and the never-ending hunger for scandal. As the drama reached its peak, Von's sister stopped addressing the situation entirely. Durk stayed silent. The alleged insider pages disappeared. The original screenshot got buried under thousands of reposts until nobody knew where it came from. The truth was never confirmed or denied. The storyline simply faded into digital fog. But the impact stayed. Fans changed how they viewed the relationships in OTF. People questioned what was real and what was rumor. Friendships on the internet were ruined. Conversations became harsher. Conspiracy threads became deeper. And the emotional storm left behind was louder than any fact ever could be. Because in the end, this wasn't a scandal with answers. It was a storyline fueled by tension, grief, mystery, and the internet's need to always fill in the blanks. A storyline that leaves one final echo. What did Von's sister really mean? And will the truth ever surface? The internet hopes so, but deep down, everyone knows. Some answers never come. They just haunt. And there you have it. The digital hurricane nobody was ready for. The rumor tornado that tore through hip-hop Twitter, and the emotional earthquake caused by one sentence from King Von's sister. Whether she meant it, hinted it, dodged it, or simply stirred the pot without trying, the internet treated her words like they were the final chapter of a secret diary. Fans argued, alliances cracked, pages exploded, conspiracies multiplied, and Durk's silence only made everybody scream louder. But before you run off to rewatch her story 10 more times, like you're analyzing a crime scene frame by frame, do one thing for me. Smash that like button like it owes you OTF money. Break it the way the internet breaks whenever Durk posts a single emoji. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button like you're signing a lifelong contract to stay messy, stay curious, and stay locked into every scandal the culture tries to hide. Drop a comment too. I want to know whose side you think got exposed, what part shook you the most, and which theory had you pacing around the room like a detective with no sleep. I read those comments like fans read cryptic celebrity tweets, intensely, emotionally, and with popcorn. Share this video with someone who swears they stay out of drama. They're lying. Drag them in. The culture needs witnesses, because here on The Rap Truth, the tea never cools, the chaos never rests, and the stories never come soft. Every week something wild erupts, leaked screenshots, celebrity shade, mystery evidence, family reactions, you name it. And we're right here catching it all before it hits the ground. So stay tuned, stay loud, and stay messy, because you already know this is the rap truth, and the scandals never sleep, and the scandals never sleep.